My dear student, good morning. Today we will discuss about drift velocity, right? So as we know that in a conductor there are extremely large number of free electrons. These free electrons move randomly with a thermal speed, okay? That is nearly order of 10 power 5 to 10 power 6 meter per second at room temperature, right? In any portion of conductor, the flow of thermal speed of order of 10 power 5 to 10 power 6 meter per second at room temperature. Remember it. Okay. So the average thermal velocity of total number of free electron in a conductor becomes 0. That is UAB we consider as U1 plus U2 plus U3, that is up to n number. Okay, upon n, this becomes 0, right? Where u1, u2, u3 and un, okay, are the thermal velocities of free electrons and n is the total number of free electrons. When an electric field is applied across the conductor, the free electron accelerate in the direction opposite, okay? See here, when an electric field is applied across the conductor, the free electrons accelerate in the direction opposite to the direction of applied field, right? Due to this acceleration, the electron gain extra velocity, but for short interval of time, okay? Again, the electron is accelerated, come to rest after collision with ions. Therefore, the motion of electron in a conductor under the influence of electric field is like a, what you can say, pause and start motion, right? At a net results, the electron acquire a small velocity that is known as, what you can say, drift velocity, VD, drift velocity, right? And mathematically the value of drift velocity we can find with the help of this expression. Just see carefully, right? It is already discussed in our notes, okay? See here, this is a conductor, right? We apply a source across its ends. The length of conductor is L, cross section area A. Here is free electron. The direction of drift velocity opposite to the applied field, right? Okay, let us consider a conductor of length L and cross section area A. Therefore the direction of drift velocity opposite to the field E, okay? When potential is applied, the free electrons increases with the velocity, okay, and takes place. We apply the first equation of motion. It is well known, right? V1 is equal to u1 plus a tau 1. Tau 1 is what? Relaxation time, right? And v1 is what? The final velocity after applying the field, okay? Similarly, there are n number of free electrons. So in the same sequence, v1 is equal to u1 plus a tau 1, v2 is equal to ut plus a tau 2. This is for n number, and finally we find its average value. This v1 plus v2 plus v3 upon up to vn upon n. This value become drift velocity as per definition. u1, u2, u3 upon n. N is the total number of free electron. A common acceleration tau 1, tau 2, tau 3 up to n number. This is average acceleration. So as we know that this value becomes 0, right? Putting the value, and finally we obtain relation Vd is equal to a tau, right? Vd drift velocity, a acceleration, and tau av, or you can say generally this is average relaxation time, okay? Now we see the another very important relation. Let's see here. This is very important relation between current and drift velocity. This is most important relation. Figure is same, right? Minus plus. We apply the field length is L, cross section area is A. Again the direction of drift velocity opposite to the applied field, okay? Same condition is there. Conductor L, length, cross section area A, applied potential V, drift velocity Vd. Let n be the number of free electron. Earlier we discussed. Let n be the number of free electron per unit volume. This is also said to be electron density. See here. And capital N be the total number of free electron in that conductor. So we apply the unitary method, okay? Small n is what? Number of free electron per unit volume, okay? Small n in electron density. number of free electron per unit volume. So volume of conductor A into L, 3D, 3 dimension, length, breadth and height. So we multiply this, we find the total number of free electron in given conductor. Okay, and after that here distance is equal to velocity into time. We apply the formula, or velocity is equal to distance upon time. Using this relation, L is equal to, cross multiply, L is equal to Vd into T. In place of L we put the value Vd into T. Vd stands for drift velocity, right? And the very first chapter we know that Q is equal to Ne. Putting the value, okay, or you can say Q by E. Okay, Q by E means finally we have to find the value of what? Current. Q is here, okay, putting the value, right, and Q by T, this become current. I is equal to NEA Vd. N number of free electron per unit volume, each charge and electron, A cross section area of given conductor, and Vd is the drift velocity, right? Okay, and now derivation of Ohm's law. This is very very important, this is most important, right? Condition is same, the given diagram is same, right? Okay, just see here, where we apply Newton's second law. F is equal to ma, A is equal to F by m, right? And F is equal to QE. Here Q stands for electron, right? And this relation is also well known, relation between V and E. Okay, here F upon m, F is equal to QE, then it becomes small e, capital E upon m, and in place of what you can say E is equal to V by L. See here, okay, this is the value of acceleration. Now leave it, this is the relation first. And also we know that Vd is equal to A tau, already discussed, right? Vd is equal to A tau, and from this relation we also find the value of Vd. Vd is equal to I upon NEA. Compare second and third, right? So we find that A tau is equal to I upon NEA. Now using first in fourth, first relation is here. See here, first relation, our first relation, A is equal to EV upon ml. EV upon ml. So putting the value of A, right? Here EV ml tau up is equal to, only putting the value of A here, right? And applying cross multiply, see here, N E square V tau V I ml, and after solving it, V is equal to ml upon Ne square A tau into E. Just see here, this bracket value, all physical quantities, quantity, mass, length, charge and electron, area, this value is constant. So this is Ohm's law, V proportional to I, right? This is considered as resistance. Okay, and remaining portion in the next video. Thank you.